in the real time or near real time, we will not write individual select insert queries. What we will do, either we will load the data into Hive table using the load command, or we will select the records from the existing table. So sometimes what we will call that tables are staging tables. Okay, so your staging table will be having one table. From the table, what we will do, we will fetch the records whatever we need. Understand? So we will not sit and write each and every insert commands. What we will do, you will be having some staging table which has the whole data. Either you will be selecting the records based on the time or based on the whatever the your validate column. Based on that you will fetch the records, or you will load the data into file. Okay, yesterday we have seen creating a table, right? So let's today we see how to load the data into your Hive tables. We'll see how to load the data into Hive table. Let me open my document here, or let me open, I already have some document here which I'm doing for other people. um, Hive code. Not only local file system, you can connect to any of the file system, like you can connect to S3, Amazon S3, you can connect, you can do that. Let me show you. Let's go to Hadoop. That you have something called Hive. In the Hive we have some programs, and yeah, look at here, load data local in path, and we're loading into specific table. Let's see, let's first identify where is your data. Do you guys created, I have saved it, why it is not saved? All Hive commands, something went wrong. Yesterday we have created something, right? Some tables we have created, some data we created. Okay, let's assume that this is my input, which is the input is comma separated. Okay, so how to write the command for loading the data? Load data local in path. What does it mean? I am loading the data, load data from local. From local means the data is there outside. Now you can load the data from HDFS to Hive table, or you can load the data which is there in your local file system, Now I'm loading the data from my local file system, which is that string number pair. Where it is? It is there in the desktop. I think it is there in the desktop, right? Yes, it is there in the desktop. You can get control. No, it's not in the desktop, it's in home only. You can say string number pair dot txt. So it's a case sensitive. We should be careful while using the file names, because Linux is string number pair dot txt. Take the path, copy the path, go to your command, load data local in path, and path into table, into what is the table name? What is your table name? Yesterday, what is the table we have created?
First underscore table.
first underscore start hyphen all hyphen dot sh. I think Devashish is facing some issue. Devashish, are able to see my screen and are able to Devashish? I don't know. Something went wrong with him. Devashish, are able to hear us? No. Monica, are able to see my screen? Nagi, Sri, Sunil. So our table
Yes, I can
was,
able to see your screen.
yeah. So let's my Hadoop start running. So then I will open one more tab for Hive. You just need to type Hive only. You don't need to type anything else. Yep. Started. JPS. All are running. Then type enter here. Okay, all the services are running. Let's Hive start run. Let's Hive start running. It will take a little time, guys, because we are using sudo mode. Yep. Show databases. So okay, let me see show tables. And yesterday we have created first underscore table. This one only, right? First
Yes,
underscore
first
table.
underscore table.
So we have created first underscore table. Copy this table name. Go here. Paste it. Semicolon. Now, if you want to see the table structure, let's say now I have created table yesterday, but I don't know what is there in the table. I don't know what is the columns of the table. So what we will do normally in SQL, we have something called describe first underscore table. Correct? The describe will show you your key data type. I mean your column name data type, column name data type. It will show like that. Correct? There is something called in a Hive. There is one more thing called describe formatted. There is something called describe formatted and table name. Spelling is wrong. METTED. Your describe formatted, what it will show properly more information. This is called schema information. This is called schema information. Your table name, first underscore table name is the table name. This is the column name, another column name and data type and detailed table information. What is the database I'm using? Default database. If you guys observe, I didn't create any database yesterday. I didn't use the database. Maybe I created, but I didn't use the database, right? Who is the owner? Hadoop one mean I am the user, so I'm myself. When it has been created, last access is not able to fetch, and the location where it has been created. If you guys observe this, the default location of your Hive, the default location of your Hive. What is the default location? As we saw yesterday, user Hive warehouse. User Hive warehouse is the default location of your Hive. Okay, we will see how to change the location and all. We will be seeing that, not to worry. And type of the table, what type of table it is? Managed table. Oh, what is this? You may get confused. I mean, you may surprise, what is this? Not to worry, we will be seeing that what is the managed table, what is extended table. I'll be showing you detailedly, coming going forward. Not to worry, there are different type of tables. In that, one of the table type is managed table, because we are using default configurations, and we are using we have created table with a simple command. So when you create a table in Hive, by default it is a managed. By default it is a managed. Okay, so as of now, just assume that it's a managed table. I'll tell you that in detail. And parameters, and transient date, some date it is. And what is the Saturday library? It is using lazy simple Saturday by default. And what is the input format? Text input format. What is output format? Hive ignore keys text output format. And do you have any compressions? No, we didn't compress anything. Do you use any buckets? No, we are not using any buckets. Any sorting columns? No, we don't have any sorting columns, and so on. So there are some information as given about your table. This information is nothing but your schema information. I hope everyone got an idea what is a schema. Schema is nothing but your table name, your columns and data types, whether what type of database it is using, and who is the owner, when it has been created, what is the path, what is the Saturday, what is the input path. So all this information, is there any bucketing or not, is there any partitions or not, all the information will be there in your schema. Okay, this is about describe and describe formatted. There is something called describe extended format. There is something called describe extended format. Extended, describe extended. Let me not include, not with the format, I think without format it is. Yes, without format. Describe extended table name. So what it will give, the same kind of information only, but it gives in a different manner. Look at here, your tab, your column data type, your column name and data type, and detailed table information. If you see here, your table is, the table name is this first underscore table name, and database is the fault, owner is this, creator time is this, and last access is this. And it will be showing, it's kind of an object, JSON object. It's not actually a JSON object, it looks like a JSON object. You have a key and specific value. What is the schema? Field schema, name of the key, name of the column, type of the column. And is there any comment? As of now we didn't give any comment. And the next field, value is the field name and type is a string. And is there any comment? We didn't give any comment. And location, where the HDFS store. In the HDFS store by default user Hive warehouse. And input format. So as of whatever we have seen in the formatted, the same information here. Same information here, it looks in a different format. Is the table is skewed columns? Is there any skewed columns? We don't have any skewed columns. Is there any skewed values? We don't have any skewed things. Okay, is there any partition? No, no partition as of now. We're just creating a simple table. So is there any what type of table it is? So all this information will be available with your describe. These are nothing but your schema information. So now let's look at. So let me go ahead and load the data. So yesterday you guys are did by using insert command. So insert command is to insert the one record wise. Record level insertion is possible in Hadoop, in a Hive 0.14 onwards. 0.14 onwards. Before versions it was not supporting row level insertions, row level updates, and row level deletion was not allowed before. So let's look at here now. I'm going to load some data into a specific table. Let's look at loading data into table, default dot first underscore table. So let me select star from actually my columns are different and my data is different. So I think it may give error because here string and a number, but my data type is string, integer and string. So maybe it may throw an error. So let's look at select star from first underscore table. Yeah, I told you, right? So it will throw an error because my column type, the first column I was expecting integer type, but here the the first column I'm expecting as a number type, but data has a string type, so it is not able to identify this, that the data type is not matched. So whatever the data is not matched, it is stored as a null. It is stored as a null. So if you want, you can try by using by creating one more thing, like you can give a number. Yesterday I have saved the file, but I don't know, somehow it is not saved. Can anyone tell me any other fruits? Guava. Seventh one we can say. Okay, so don't give a space. If you give a space, it will give a null exception. So let me save in the home as the same way. Let me save this fruit. Uh, ID name id name.txt, because next time when I refer it, it should be id name.txt. id name.txt. I'm going to load this. Before loading, I want to delete the data from there. Delete from first underscore table. So to support the delete operation, delete using a transaction manager that does not support for these operations. So to do a delete operation, what I need to do, I have to enable some configurations. So those configurations are, let me send, I sent recently someone of my, I sent someone recently. Yep, these things. Let me put in somewhere here to make understanding. Transaction manager, worker, currency, bucketing. Okay, we will do these things later, but let me show you. Let's don't get into very complicated things. Let's drop me a table. Let's I'm going to drop a table. I'm just going to drop table, first underscore table, first underscore table. Before dropping it, let me show you how it is stored in HDFS. How it is stored in HDFS. Localhost. So I like to see in legacy view. Let me see in a legacy view. Browser. Go to user, Hive, warehouse, and we are using the default, right? So you can see here first table, and in that string number pair, and you see here, so why it is just a file. Okay, if you might have surprised here, Ravi, what it is here, it has a number, I mean it has a proper data, but while displaying in the Hive, it is showing a null because it is not able to parse it. It is not able to parse it. So that is the reason. So you are not able to see actual results over there. So what you can do, either you can use the drop command, or what you can do, you can use delete command. You can use delete command. You can use delete command. So I hope everyone is observing carefully. Hadoop fs -rm. I hope you can do it like this, or you can drop the table. You can drop the table. Now go ahead and look at here whether it has been dropped or not. So in first underscore table, nothing is there. It's empty directory. The first underscore table, nothing is there. And let's go to Hive and try to query it. Let's go to Hive and try to query it. You don't have any records. You don't have any records. So that is other way. So if you delete from your HDFS also, if you delete the file from HDFS, anyway, it will impact on your Hive as well, because Hive is nothing but on top of your HDFS. That's the one way to delete. Another way delete is you can use a delete command. Other way is you can drop the table. Here we need to talk about something dropping. So what type of table it is? If you guys observe when we see the description, when I would describe. It is a managed table. Do you guys understand? Do you guys observe that? It is a managed table. Yes or no? Srikant, Sri, Sunil, Madhu, when I shown you, describe what type of table it was? Managed table,
Managed table.
right? So if I drop the managed table, what will happen? So first let me load the data, then I will show you it. So as of now my table is empty. My table is empty and table data is not there. So I'm going to load the data. Oh, sorry. I'm going to load the data and I'll show you the dropping, how to drop the table. I'm going to load the data. Let me load the data, then let me show you. If I drop, what will happen? Now you can use the select star. Now it is showing properly 1 2 3 sun thing, right? I'm able to see this, correct? Now let me drop a table. Let me drop a table. Drop first underscore table. If I drop this, what happened? What happened? Now it is removed. It is dropped. It is dropped. So 1 second. Yes. If you look at here, it has been moved your first underscore table directory to a trash. Why it is showing here trash? Because my trash is enabled. If you guys remember HDFS, when we see there is something called, we can enable the trash. How to enable the trash, guys? dfs.trash.interval. There is some configuration. If you enable that, it will move to a trash. Your HDFS also will maintain the trash. If you guys remember that statement, when we discussed about HDFS, I have explained that. I have shown the configuration also. If you really want to see that configuration, again go back to your hdfs-site.xml. There dfs.trash.interval. There is a configuration which we have enabled. If you are not able to find in hdfs-site.xml, then go and look into hdfs default xml. You will find the trash related info. Now try to understand, when I drop the table, look at here, the folder also dropped. It means in hdfs, let me show you here. In hdfs, user, hive, warehouse. In the warehouse, you don't have a first underscore table. What happened? The table has been deleted. It's nothing but a folder. The folder has been deleted from the HDFS. The table has been deleted. The data has been deleted. The schema has been deleted. If you go with a managed table, if anyone drop the managed table, it will delete your table name, table schema, and data as well. It will delete a table schema, table name, and data as well from the HDFS, and table information from the Hive, and the schema information from MySQL or your whatever the meta store. Understand, guys? So that is about a managed table. That is a simple example for the managed the table creating, loading the data. Let's look at, there are different type of data types. My intention is that not to show the table now here. So my intention is here to show how to create a table. How to create a table, how to insert the data, how to delete the data, how to drop the table, how to load the data. That was the intention. So now you guys understood how to create a table, right? So let's go ahead and look at there are different data types are available with the Hive. What are they? And what are they? What are the um, how much space they'll occupy? If you see here, there is something called tiny int, small int, big int for integer type of data. For integer type of data, you can go with a tiny int, you can go with a small int, you can go with int, and you can go with the big int as well. When you go with a boolean, you have something called boolean. When you go with the when you go with a float, you have something called float and double. For the text type of data, you have something called string. Not only this, the varchar also is started supporting in the recent versions of the Hive. Varchar also it is supporting in the recent versions of the type. Are you guys clear about the data types? Are you guys clear about the data types? Let's look at
Yes, sir.
so detail and example along with the size and type of the data. Example along with the type of the data. You have not only there is something called a timestamp, there is something called binary, something called varchar. These are all so many things are started supporting in Hive. Yep. Okay, so complex data types I'll talk later. I don't want to take you into this as of now. So let's try with some example. I don't want to take you partition and all now. So I want to take you guys for the normal way of creating tables and all. The normal way of creating table and all. Let's go back to our document, our normal document. I hope everyone is understand till what is the Hive, why Hive, what is the uses of the Hive, limitations of the Hive. Everyone understand? And we have seen different type of meta store. We have seen different type of meta stores: embedded meta store, local meta store, and remote meta store. We already discussed about these things, so I'm just skipping them, so you guys please go through this document. So why Hive uses the meta store, and what is the difference between the local and embedded and the remote. We have discussed these things before. Unless I'm just skipping them, I'm just getting in directly into okay, so I'm directly jumping into, yep, this Hive wala. If you look at here, if you look at here, your Hive has different interfaces from where you can connect to the Hive. So you connect through CLI, which is shell we are using. You can go with the web interface. You can use the thrift server to connect through using JDBC. Using JDBC you can connect. So to your Hive table, not only thrift server, using any server, you can also use the REST API. Using REST API, you can also query your Hive table. Not only that, you can write your Java application who can interact with your Hive using JDBC drivers. You can do that as well. Okay, let's move here. These are all we discussed: compiler, execution engine, metastore, and everything we have executed. Let's look at from here how to create a table, how to create a database. So we'll start looking at it. So we have seen this: create table, table name, create database, database name. If it does not exist, you can create your database. Create database if not exist, and database name. Create database, database name if does not exist. So let's look at here how to create a database. First, I would like to write in the document, then create database, and let's say test 530. I don't know whether it will accept this name or not. Let's say if not exist, database if not exist, and database name. Let's look at this. Let's go here. Yep. So now the database has been created. Test 530, the database has been created. So to see whether the database has been created or not, show databases. Show databases. It is showing you here test 530. If you want to use the database, use test 530. So now if you want to see any tables in the specified database, show tables. So as of now we didn't create any tables, so that's why it is showing empty. Okay, now so while creating your database, if you want to specify any properties, you can specify your properties, guys. If you want to specify any properties, or you want to specify any properties for the database, you can specify like this: create database, database name with the DB properties. You can specify who is created, when it has been created, what is the purpose of it is. You can specify that. You can set the set DB properties, or with the DB properties, or you have created but you you didn't set the properties and you want to set the properties. What you can do, you can use alter command. Alter, let me write in the document first. I didn't set the properties here. Let me set the properties. Alter database test 530 set db properties date. I'm telling that when it has been created, so nothing else. Date 0601 2017 0530. Let's assume that I'm just doing like this. Let's look at whether I'll execute this command or not. Date. Okay, I think a date is a keyword, right? So create a date, see date. Again, mismatch input, see date, expected string literal. Okay, it has been single quote. Because it's not a column name, it is a property. It's not a column name, it is not a partition name or something else. Okay. Okay. This is the database. We cannot do a describe for this. Oh, sorry, we cannot do a describe because describe is only for table. Okay. Okay, so this is the way we can create your this is the way we can see this is the way we can create a create database name. And if you want to set any db properties, you can set the db properties. So as I shown before, by default it is the default location is user Hive warehouse. So if you refresh this, you can see db the test 530 db test 530 db, it has been created. Suppose you don't want to create under the default location, you want to create at the specific location, you can also specify that. While creating table itself, you can specify location and you can give the where you want to create. Okay, so if you want to describe the database, test 530, let me see this. Yep, describe database is the keyword we need to use. We didn't use before, now we have used. And this is the test 530 and this is the location of this, where it has been created. This is the location. And who is the user? This is the guy user, Hadoop 1, my login user. Hadoop 1 is my login user. Understand, guys? So this is how we'll create a user database. This is how we use the database. Suppose you want to specify the location, database, create database name, and you can specify the location, which location you want to create the database. So this is about creating a database. And if you want to fetch the databases also, even Hive allows the wildcard entry for searching for anything. Suppose you want to search something like show databases, you want to search or you want to see what are the databases are there, and you want to see who start with some name. Let's say who start with some name like uh, test, or some of the databases will be having, let's say our company name is there, XYZ and database name, XYZ and database name. There are multiple databases names and you want to search whoever start with the XYZ. So that kind of wildcard entry also is allowed for showing the databases in Hive. If you want to see that, you can see that. Show database, let's say star. Let me see what are the databases are there first. Default, Hive, sample, test. There are T. There are with some of the database tables are start with the T. Let's look at it. Some of the databases are start with the T. Show data bases like T star. Yep. So test 530, test DB, test training, and what are the databases are there? It listed out the all the databases. Okay. That's it guys for today. So tomorrow we'll see, now we understand what are the things we have seen, what we understood, what is the Hive and how the Hive works, and what are the components of Hive, and we understand what is the meta store, why we need a meta store, what is the purpose of the meta store, and how to create a table, how to insert the data, how to drop the data, how to delete the data, how to load the data from the local. And tomorrow we will be seeing that creating a table and how we load the data. Tomorrow we'll be having a class guys. Okay, so tomorrow